Hello, hello, hello! Whew, that was a weird greeting. Welcome to part 2 of my Road to Humanity series. This is MaximumDonut, and I'm using my Pyromancer build. So, this is just going to be just another match in my series of showcasing every match that I play until I get to 99 humanity with this character. Just in case you didn't watch my the previous video in which I explained all of this for one reason or another. In this video at the beginning I thought I might just briefly outline what build I'm using. So I'm using a Vitality Gouge with points in Dexterity to both increase the spell casting speed, so the speed at which I cast my sorceries, but also to increase the damage of the dexterity weapons that I use. So I'll be using a variety of different dexterity weapons probably throughout this this series, but at the moment I'm just focusing on the Chaos Blade. There was just an invasion by Fridge Daniel or something like that, and he's got the full elite knight armor and the claymore and everything. Yeah, so this is actually one continuous session that I had the other day, where I also played with Chapster, which is why he's messaging me there. There I just got to, sort of near the bridge area, and I was like, I couldn't see anyone, so I just ported out of there. Okay, so this is Aussie 12408. And here's the guy who Tranquil Walk of Peace me that time before, and there he goes for a lag stab, but it's okay because I was going for a lag stab against him too. Yeah, he used Tranquil Walk of Peace against me, and then brutally destroyed me. So basically, because I know that that's the kind of player he is. I mean, like, I really couldn't think of any reason why he would be doing that and still be like a player that I want to fight honorably against. So I just go for the backstabs basically against this particular guy. I really don't like playing like this, but against certain players, pretty much you have to. And there he leaves himself completely open to a backstab by whiffing. So yep, I just run straight in. No need to lag stab. I bowed to him because he bowed to me at the beginning of the fight, but really, I mean, there was practically no honor in that duel, or no honor according to my code of honor. Alright, this is another invasion of Chapster, I believe. Yeah, it's Chapster 1. He's using the Mask of the Father, which increases your equip burden. He's using a katana with a grass crest shield on his back, as well as Havel's armor, and I think some pieces of Giant's armor, but with no gauntlets. And he's using the Tin Crystallization Catalyst in his offhand to use Crystal Magic Weapon, and also a variety of sorceries like, what's it called? Crystal Soul Spear and Crystal Soul Mass, and what have you. And as I mentioned in the last video, I actually did invade this guy so many times, and he invaded me actually, I think he invaded me a few times, but yeah, I do win most of my matches against him. In one of the previous matches, I made a pretty critical error against him, and he did punish me for it. But by and large, I mean, like, he leaves himself fairly open to those wild running attacks, and it only took me, for some reason, it only took me 3 of my wild running attacks to actually kill him. So I don't really know why that is. Maybe, I mean, his defense should be fairly high given that he's wearing 2 pieces of heavy armor, but I don't know, maybe not. And this is Aussie 12408 again. I mean, I bowed to him mainly just because he was bowing to me before, but yeah, there's no honor in our fights really, or at least I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I do spend this fight trying to fight honorably. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Sometimes, like, if someone has sort of completely defied my sort of interpretation of honor, I mean, like, I don't know what the etiquette there is. I mean, like, if I should, whether or not I should give him a fair chance to fight in the way that I fight honorably, or I don't know. But anyway, I'll explain what build he's using there. He's using the his Zweihander, Elemental Zweihander? Yeah, I think he's using the Lightning Zweihander with the Mask of the Mother, same as mine. Paladin armor and the Sanctus shield, but he just puts that on his back for the increased regeneration. And you can see there that he's actually going for the what's it called, poise backstab, by just running through my attacks and just going for the backstab with his Zweihander. So he heals there, and so I realize that he's just got no sense of honor in terms of this sort of what I believe to be the standard of honorable PvP. Wow, I don't know why I had such difficulty saying that. So yeah, I switched to the Hornet Ring and go for backstabs again, which again I really don't enjoy doing. It just makes the game so mundane, which is why I don't do it in any duels other than when people are being sort of, I don't know, dishonorable. I don't know, I don't really want to use that term, but yeah, when people are cheesing, hell, I don't know. Anyway, he takes another swig, and I managed to get the Lawyer's Talisman off on him, but he manages to get behind me and backstabs me, and I make a critical mistake there. I run towards him instead of just letting myself stand up and then roll away, and he gets the chain BS off on me, so yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I was not playing honorably against him, and he wasn't playing honorably against me, and so he wins the duel. He wins the dishonorable duel, so yeah, props to him. In any other video, I probably wouldn't have showcased that, just because it's so boring for me to watch. It's so boring for me to play that way, and so boring for me to watch, but anyway. That is going to be the nature of this series. Sometimes I'm just going to have to use backstab to try and win fights. You guys will just have to forgive me for that. I can't, I can't stick to my pledge, I suppose, or my honor, my own personal honor code of not backstabbing. If the player I'm playing against sort of necessitates me backstabbing. Anyway, I'm not actually complaining. I'm really not. All I'm saying is that sometimes I do have to BS. I don't enjoy it, but yeah, sometimes it's just necessary. Again, not complaining. Even though it sounds like I'm complaining, I'm really not. All right, so this guy is using the full black iron armor with I don't know if it's a golem axe. It might be it might just be a great axe. I'm not all too sure. I noticed that he's whiffing on quite a lot of his attacks, which is quite common to see with a great axe, because the range on it is so short. And so basically my strategy in this particular match is to use my backstep while running attack, and use spacing to my advantage. And there he he gets a hit off on me and poise breaks me. So I start spamming the switch, the toggle weapon button, because that actually breaks poise, that breaks stun lock. And so you can see me using that strategy over and over again. Of when he whiffs on his attack, I backstep, and then I go in for the while running attack, or the backstep R1 attack, or whatever you guys like to call it. And he sort of tries to get a bit of distance on me and starts firing off his pyromancies. So yeah, so I try to be a bit more aggressive, and then he actually manages to get a fireball hit off on me. But I know that since he's not got a shield in his offhand, there's no way for him to block, so I go for the while running attack, and with the red Tearstone ring activated, it does a monstrous amount of damage. I must have been really, really low. I must have been on less than 10 health, and so actually attacking with the Chaos Blade was very, very dangerous at that point. But yeah, Fridcha Daniel 1 invading me again, and he came in, obviously this guy doesn't bow before every match. That's perfectly fine with me. I mean, he's a very honorable player. It's a, and the only thing that is differentiates this guy from, you know, like someone who does bow. I mean, wait, let me rephrase. The only thing that separates this guy from a... I consider this guy to be an honorable player because he didn't attack me while he was bowing, while I was bowing, basically. And, you know, I can tell that this guy is, you know, well, a fairly friendly player. I mean, he seems to have his own sort of honor code the same way that a lot of people who play this game do. And if he doesn't attack me while I'm bowing, then yeah, he gets a thumbs up from me. He's using the Claymore, as I said before, and the elite armor with the Grass Crest Shield. And because Claymores in general do a lot, they poise break really easily, and they do a monstrous amount of damage. My objective in this match basically is to maintain spacing as best I can and come in for attacks when either he whiffs on attacks or when, you know, I like find an opportunity, and there, like, that would have been a dead angle if he had actually had his shield up, I think. But anyway, yeah, I do manage to clip him as he's rolling away and finish him off. Yeah, I think he was a very honorable player. I really enjoyed playing against him, actually. Yeah, so props to you, bro. Okay, Zen QN. Oh, this is the guy I played against before. So he's the one with the full Black Knight set. And he was using the Black Knight Halberd before, and I believe that I actually went down to this guy, and he's actually very, very good. He's using the Zweihander, and for some reason, sometimes when I play against Zweihander players and play against really heavy weapon players, I actually have a difficult time, well, playing against them if they're actually good players. So what I should have done against this guy, oof, that was a mistake. After my initial attack, I should have rolled away. Yeah, for some reason, yeah, I mean, well, I suppose I should have difficulty playing against good players in general. I mean, good players should be... I mean, most good players can use a variety of different weapons, some of them being, like, very heavy weapons. Me, personally, I'm not very good with any weapons other than the sort of lighter weapons, and that's just because every time I use a heavy weapon, I find that I just get BS'd a lot. So it's refreshing to see a guy who uses the Zweihander effectively. There, you know, some people might think that was actually quite bold, going for a sort of backflip or backstep attack there. But for some reason, I knew that his attack wouldn't actually hit me, but I would actually manage to get a hit off on him. But anyway, he does manage to stun lock me with the Zweihander, and I do wind up going down. Future Daniel again! And he does bow to me. Huh. Well, never mind. Ignore everything I said before. Anyway, I consider him to be an honorable player whether or not he bows to me. Anyway. Just as a continuation from what I was saying before, I think the fact that I can't use heavy weapons very effectively isn't really a statement on heavy weapons in general. I mean, obviously it's not. It's just, I'm just not that good with them. But I do, well, I think that, you know, playing with just one weapon does get boring after a while, so I do plan on trying to use a variety of weapons if I can. I don't know, maybe I will try to create a character who uses a Zweihander one day, and then I can get to as good as Zen QN is with his Zweihander. And it does have, like, I mean, its R1 attack has a huge arc. It does like 180 degree sort of arc of attack, which yeah, if you know, used properly, is very, very good at, you know, doing getting dead angles off. So, he was not using the Claymore there. Actually, maybe he wasn't using the Claymore in those fights before. I mean, that doesn't actually look like a Claymore. Maybe it was the Black Knight. Maybe it was a Black Knight sword or something like that. I don't know. Alright, I'll throw it out to the YouTubers out there again who probably can identify these weapons a lot easier than I can. I mean, maybe that was a Black Knight sword. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the Claymore, actually. So apologies about that. Wow, I do not have a good track record about identifying weapons, do I? Anyway, I invade Chapster again, and the reason I was just backflipping a lot there is I was just trying to find a window of opportunity, and most of the time when I Oof, that was a mistake. Got into a slugfest with him, but I think my hit vitality is just slightly higher than his, so that probably wasn't a terrible exchange anyway. I don't really mind playing defensively against people who use Crystal Magic Weapon and other buffs, just because they do so much damage. I mean, you know, it's practically suicide to just go. That fire surge actually went through his legs. Just because they do so much more damage than I do, it'd be suicide for me to just stand there and slug it out with them. And I doubt that anyone would blame me for adopting that kind of slightly more defensive strategy. I mean, in that match, I don't think that I was particularly defensive. I don't think I was overly defensive, but I don't know. Let me know. I guess if you think that I was. Let me know if you guys think that my playstyle is actually, in general, a bit too defensive. I mean, sometimes I do think that I'm backpedaling a lot, but that is just my style of play. I do try and you know, like, get good spacing and get good distance and choose my opportunities to attack. But yeah. Alright, so this guy's using a Crystal Magic Weapon buffed Claymore. Not Claymore, jeez, that would be terrible. No, he's using the Zweihander. And I can't actually remember what happened. But anyway, this video is drawing to a close, so this will be the end of part 2. I could just get stunlocked to death? No. So please stay tuned for more episodes. More Dark Souls PvP content is coming up. And as always, please leave a comment on if you have any criticisms of my playstyle, or if you have anything that you'd like to say to me, or if you'd like to play with me on... I only have this game on Xbox Live because I only have an Xbox. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's just a fail at the end there. Yeah, so I look forward to your feedback. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.